everybody, Car Biker here, still in the Batcave. I've been in here since the last video, which to you is probably a few days ago, but to me is about 20 minutes. At the end of that last video, which was the last video in here anyway, I might have put something up in the meantime, but the last video in here was showing you the stickers I got from Super Bee and the kangaroo scrotum that I got from Steel Fabric. And at the end of that video I put a few little teasers in for things that I was looking to create videos for while I'm in here today and probably over the next few days, and then upload them over winter. And one of them was I pointed my video camera at a few stands. Stands for me were a bit awkward. I knew I was going to need stands. You need stands if you haven't got a centre stand just to oil your chain nowadays, if you've got a chain. And neither of my bikes has a centre stand, so I definitely have to have something. But I showed you a couple of the stands that I've got, and I thought I would go through them all, show you the exact stands that I bought for my bike, on my bikes, show you how they work, give you a demonstration, let you know what I think of them. None of these are sponsored. I don't do sponsored videos. These are just the ones that I've bought with my own money, so you're going to get a truthful idea of what I think of them. So let's start with probably I was going to say the least useful. The one that's least useful if you're working on your bike, but actually is very useful in real life. So this is the first stand. It's a wheel chock. I don't know whether you'd call it a stand or not really, but it's the ConStands wheel chock. Essentially all it is, you push your front wheel into this end here, which pivots, and then the weight of your bike holds that section down and pushes it into here, and this pivots as well so that it nicely fits with whatever wheel. And it's as simple as that, it really is, and it holds your bike upright without having you stand down. There's a couple of clever bits to it. Let me show you the first one. The first clever bit, this is the bit where you're pushing your wheel in, and if you look closely you can see it's pivoted here and here, but those pivots aren't in line with each other. And this whole section that the front wheel goes in is actually in two pieces. You see how they slot together there? Kind of like teeth going together that hold the thing in one piece. If you look at the top section, the teeth are a bit wider apart, and that's for a reason. Because they can pivot independently, as this pivots, you see it actually closes. So now, when the bike is in here pushing that section, that gets pushed close together, and this bit is now a little bit wider apart. Not a huge amount, but a little bit. And what that means is that your tyre sitting here, as it rolls in, it isn't just sat there like it is on some of these stands. It actually squeezes and grips that tyre a little bit. Before we try it out, just forgot to mention, there is one thing that's really hopeless on this stand. You see this section here is supposed to have a little hook on it, so that when you put your bike in, you can hook that down and it stops the thing tipping back. Unfortunately, the shape of the hook means it actually almost interferes with that movement. So as this is going up and down, it's just catching the end of the hook. Now one thing is that's going to scratch the stand, but I'm not too worried about that. What I am worried about is that sometimes that hook will just fall into the way, because you can't pull it right back out here, so it'll just fall into the way. So as your bike is getting pushed on, the stand will just lock at that point, and you're in no man's land. You're holding your bike up, not able to push it forwards, not able necessarily to pull it back out very easily. So I've just left that piece off. So now let's see it in action. All I'm going to do is push the bike into the stand, and it takes a little bit of effort, as you can see. And to get it out of the stand, all you do is give it a heave. So let's try again from a different angle so you can see the bike going in. Stand up and push. Simple as that. And you can see that now no side stand required. The bike will actually sit in there quite happily. You see it's solid. There's some movement. Obviously you've got a rubber tyre there, and there is a little tiny bit of movement in the bike itself, but the stand is pretty solid. Now I had ideas of leaving the bikes, getting two of these, leaving the bikes in them, because you get a bit more room with the bike vertical in the garage, because my garage is quite cramped. So you see there's a bit more room if you've got it up there. But I just reorganised my garage so I don't need to. So let's get that out of there again. So it is just a bit of a heave. And it rolls out. Nice and easy. Just don't forget to put your side stand back down. So there it is, the ConStands wheel chock. They're about £40 you can get them for on the internet. But yeah, if you're after a stand just to keep your bike vertical, you can also get some hooks and things and mount it if you want into a trailer, so that you can trailer your bike, obviously with tie downs and all that kind of stuff. Seems like a bit of a decent buy. So thanks for watching everyone, ride safe, and I'll talk to you all again soon.